All right, test, 1 2 3, 1 2 3, test. It looks like we are good to go. All right, hey everybody, another early morning stream from me. Quite a crazy day, excuse me. A lot of stuff going on today on the markets and in my personal life here, so I'll be talking about a little bit both here. The personal stuff's not too crazy, it's just more of an inconvenience. But what do you call it? We'll be talking about that a little bit more here. Loki says hello. He was just growling at some people a few minutes ago. So he's kind of in a happy mood with me, but not in a happy mood with everybody else. But anyway, as you guys know, Bitcoin is having this larger move down. It's down about 5.76 on the day so far. Definitely down a lot more than it was over the past few days, right? So if you go from the peak we experienced during the EFT news, let's go over here very fast. Bitcoin's down about 11 to 12%. I would just call it 12%. And that's a pretty large move down. Now, after all this is said and done, all this move with Bitcoin, the crash and so forth, we still are sitting nicely at $43,661. We're still fine. Yeah, as you guys can see, we're currently testing out an order block as well as the 200 moving average here, which isn't a bad thing. Let me get a little bit more comfortable here. Move my chair up a tad. There we go. Okay, sorry about that. Basically, remember I told you guys I had people working on my floors after the flooding and stuff like that? Well, they finished up without moving some stuff back into the right spots, and they didn't dust up the area appropriately, so my grandmother called them over because she's the house owner, and today they're dusting and fixing up some stuff, okay? So, they may be back in a little bit. They went over to Home Depot, so I'm kind of like managing everything at this point in time, okay? And hey, Kumar, happy to see you back, my man. So, let's just go over what just happened here, because I think it's just kind of crazy. So the overall markets are kind of in this weird spot. Crypto markets are falling down a lot more than the stock market. The stock market today is much more unch, if you will. So the Dow Jones is down just a little bit from yesterday. The NASDAQ is up a little bit, and the SPY is up a little bit. You can still see that consolidation in what we talked about a few days ago as far as those upward moves. But what spooked the markets this morning, which caused a lot of concern, is, if I pull this down right here, when everything was a lot more choppy for whatever reason. Oh, it's not going to show me after hours action. It's not. That is interesting. Whatever. It's not too important. We can see Bitcoin's chart on the 15-minute chart here, and you can see how that fell down off a cliff. Now, basically what's going on, guys, is there's a few things affecting Bitcoin's price today. The first one, as always, is, the inflation news that we saw yesterday. That had something to do with this. A little bit of this is just whales taking some profits, and you can see it by the ferocity of that dip. It happens. Nothing crazy, I would say, but you can see it happening right there. And then the other thing on top of the inflation that is definitely not good here, it goes back to this freaking war. I don't know about you guys, but I was just sitting downstairs last night. I was watching Super Mario Brothers on Netflix. I'd never seen it before. And I had pulled out a small Lancero cigar, like a Rocky Patel 20th anniversary. A really, really good cigar. I highly recommend it. I pulled out a cigar, and I was like, okay, while this movie is starting up, let me see what's happening on X right now. And at the very top of the X, on trending, I see Yemen is trending. I was like, why the heck is Yemen trending? Because I know they were like doing little bombs and stuff, but I was like, that's not enough to be number one on trending, is it? Unless they did something really stupid and like they really sank a U.S. ship, or they sank some tanker, something like that. But no, America and a bunch of other countries, and we kind of bombed the shit out of them after they wouldn't listen to us. But and from a geopolitical perspective, I'm actually okay with the bombing. But from a market perspective, what do you call it? It was rough. Everybody got spooked. I was trying to find out more news about it over the past what is it right here? Yeah, past few hours, and man, U.S. and UK carry out strikes against Iran-backed Houthis in Yemen. U.S. and Britain launched strikes against Houthi rebels in Yemen. It's all the same thing. We can go over here to NBC News, excuse me. And you can basically, I'm not going to have the volume on here, but you can basically see that we were causing some damage over there. And that damage really leads to a little bit of uncertainty, because now everybody's wondering if the war is going to escalate, what's going to happen in the Middle East. We've done stuff like this quite a bit over the last 3 years or so. And so I don't really think this is going to cause an escalation, but that fear there of a global issue, I think is having a more of an effect on crypto prices than it is the stock markets. You know, the U.S. stock market, you have the German stock market, you have the French stock market, you have the Japanese stock market, the Russian, the Chinese, stuff like that. There's only really one Bitcoin market here, right? So I think that has some a little bit to do here, but yeah, we pretty much bomb. Oh, that's Gaza right now. But yeah, it's going to be a problem for the next few weeks. I don't know if this was a one-time thing or we're going to keep on doing it. I do think that at this point we have to kind of zoom back out because of this move, things have changed from a technical aspect, and that's the worst way you want to see things change off of national events like this. So on the weekly charts again, RSI, well, let me just pull this up. The RSI is about to go negative here, all right? Just so you know, next couple weeks, it's about to go negative. Unless Bitcoin can find a way to pop off before the end of this week. We got a few days left, and then we got 2 days and 5 hours left. If we can have another pop, we can survive that, I guess. Other way thing here, Stochastic already fell down a few weeks ago. When it's just one thing, I don't really think too much of it. And then we have the MACD. This one's thinking about going negative, but it won't go negative at least until the end of January at the earliest here. So we might not be looking at such a large dip for a while. On the other side here, if you guys do want to be more bearish about Bitcoin or just have those prolonged shorts like we normally might have, to me, I'm still not there, but day trading shorts maybe opens up a little bit here with all this news. If you guys want to get very much more bearish, you're going to have to wait for us to break down below the 40,222 support level and close below that. It's really closing below that that's going to seal the fate. After that, we can deal with some of these moving averages. You guys see that when we're dealing with these moving averages, there's just so much more volatility on the bad side and on the good side. So, you know, we'll keep a close eye on that. But right now, daily chart, Stochastic bearish, RSI bearish. MACD is about to turn bearish either today or tomorrow. So for the next few days, you might actually see us come back down and retest the levels around $42,000. You know, it's not good, but, you know, hopefully we can at least try to bounce off the 50-day moving average here. That might actually be possible, but after a big move like this, you're going to have to see a pretty strong rebound before the day closes. We got about 4.5 hours before that happens. Go over here to the 15-minute chart. Same rules apply as always when we have these larger moves down. If we come close to breaking above the 20 moving average on the 15-minute chart, I'll take a nibble and see where it goes. That nibble would probably take me back up here to 44,640, but that's only if we break out above it or we're in the process of breaking out above it. I'm not going to chase this one all too much because now we do have to worry about some inflation and stuff like that. But if I go over here, RSI is positive, Stochastic's negative, and MACD's positive. We should be looking at a rebound here pretty soon. I think if you actually even go over here to like Ethereum, it's slowing down a little bit here, trying to grab up a little bit. Hasn't had the same bullish move just yet on the oscillators. ADA coming back up a little bit, Doge coming back up a little bit. A lot of similar moves here. Is anything actually not coming back up? No, everything's trying to hold that low that we saw a few hours ago. But a lot of altcoins fell off a cliff today. Not as much as you would think, though. You know, Dogelon, Mars is only down 3%. Dot's down 5%. Bonka's down 15%. But come on, Bonka's been moving up quite a bit recently. AVAX same has been moving up quite a bit. So we're looking at a potential slowdown of this large downward move that we just saw a few minutes ago, or a few hours ago here. Because within 3 hours, we were down about 6% to around $3,000. It's pretty drastic, right? But at the same time, we're out of order block. We're trying to bounce off of it. I would be going long here. I think it's worth it. Small position, large position, low leverage, 5 to 10x lower leverages. And then from there, your stop loss is just the low we had a few minutes ago. All right, right down here around 43,210. If you want to give yourself some extra breathing room, of course, you can do 43,000 even. But pretty much you're waiting for that 15, if you ask me, that 15-minute chart to come into contact with the 20 moving average. That's the way I like to trade this type of stuff. YouTube is giving me a little bit of an alert. Now would be a good time to insert ads. creators earn more money inserting ads to the more viewers are watching. Give it a try. Don't worry, I'm not going to give it a try. But it's funny that it tries to make me give you guys ads. Okay, but yeah, so right now, that's pretty much what's happening. I wish there was better news on the horizon. We're trying to also hold that 200 on the 4-hour chart. The most important chart of the day, I think, is just going to be the daily. If we do close between these two moving averages, no matter what happens, tomorrow is going to be extremely volatile in the downward direction or popping all the way back up. You guys know that when we deal with this, we're usually looking at some pretty big swings, as you can see right here. This move down came about 2,000 bucks down. Then the next day, we were swinging back up 1,200 bucks. We get some nice swings out of these moving averages, although the 20's been less reliable, as you guys can see. The 50, we rarely come into contact with the 50. Last time was back on January 3rd. The time before that, all the way back over here, October 13th, 14th, before we eventually started to go higher. So get ready for a couple of days of volatility after all this kind of shitstorm that we're looking at. And hey, Zayd, happy to see you. And hey, Low Roller Scratcher. Okay, if you want to know from the fundamental reasons of what could have been bringing Bitcoin down today, there's really just I would say a few things here. Number one, we had inflation data come out yesterday. It was way hotter than expected. Usually when we have that spike back up, it doesn't bode well for the market as a whole. This means stocks, cryptocurrencies, yada yada yada. On top of that, we had the U.S. and the Great Britain and a bunch of other of our coalition of the willing. We pretty much bombed the hell out of some rebels in Yemen, and everybody's afraid that's going to lead to an escalation in the war in Gaza and Israel. I don't know how that's actually going to be escalated, but maybe Lebanon may get involved or something like that now. But basically there's more international stress going on. Let's just call it that. And that's pretty much why I don't think there was too much news going on as far as what's actually going on in the cryptocurrency markets. I can open up Twitter here and see if I can find anything. It's what's happening. But I haven't heard any crazy new news. Men's fashion weeks? X has fashion? Nothing to see here yet. Wow, there's a whole bunch of stuff. It's nice to see people still advertising, on Twitter. Okay, so let me go over here. Notifications. Okay, watch your guru. President Trump promises to make the U.S. energy independent, but that's 13 hours ago. There's nothing going on here. Okay, is that pinned or something? Oh, they reposted. Gary Gensler says Bitcoin is a highly speculative, volatile asset used for illicit activity. Shocker, you know what I mean? But BlackRock now holds 2,600 Bitcoin. Major top in Bitcoin. Major Layfink says Bitcoin is different than gold. There's nothing I'm seeing that would from a point of hey, sell all your Bitcoin. There are the technicals that showed everything slowing down, but that's not enough for a dump like this. This is more of just whales playing their games, as you can see over the past few weeks. It's not like this is the first major drop that we've had. If we were seeing this drop a few months ago, it would have felt much more impactful, I would say. But since we've been here and we've been seeing these games being played time and time again, I think people might get a little bit more numb to it, and they'll just wait to see what happens next, because the last few times that they've tried to shake us out like this, let me just show you the whole chart. Look at above my head, all the way, go all the way over here, all the way here, and they've all been shakeouts. And it's not like we've broken any major support levels or anything like that. So now we're just waiting to see if we're actually going to be able to hold, or we're going to go up higher. You can see the support level over here, and maybe we have a bounce, maybe we don't. That's why I'm waiting a little bit of time before that chart on the 15-minute to cross above the 20 moving average on that chart. But besides that, we've been here before. And that's, I've been saying a couple times, I know that people are really looking to short, and they want to see this sucker go lower so they can, for multiple reasons. Bears want to short this thing to hell so they can make a lot of profit. A lot of bulls want to watch Bitcoin come down so they can buy up even more. And then a lot of bulls just want to keep on buying because they don't think Bitcoin will actually get much lower. So there's a whole bunch of different mindsets going in here at this moment in time. However, I would still say, you know, you're going to see buyers come back in, and you're probably going to see them pop this sucker back up. What I could do here actually is go over to this other Bitcoin chart. Let's go over here to the 15-minute chart like we did before. Why isn't this zooming out as much? Loki, what are you doing? Stop playing over there. What makes this one different? Is this 15-minute? Oh, this is 15-minute too. Why can't I go all the way over here to this 10th of December, but I can't do it for this one? Oh, I can. Oh, okay. Oh, I don't have all my oscillators. Of course, it's going to look a lot more wonky. Okay, but I'm going to hide this right fast right here. 20, 50. And let's make this go back to the 200. All right, let's make this go back to yellow. All right, so what I'm going to do here is SMA. Oh God, I hate how they changed this up. Let's go to the daily moving averages on these. All right, I might have to squeeze this down a little bit, or maybe I just go to the hour chart. There we go. You can see there's more volatility when we actually end up at these 20 moving averages. Let me just double check something. Okay. Just so you guys know, remember those people that cleaned up my floor? I told you guys this at the beginning of the stream. They didn't dust everything off they were supposed to do, and they didn't move my pantry back into my little pantry section. So they're doing all that right now, but I'm also talking with you guys, so I'm just observing to make sure that what they're doing. Because I still want to make sure that they've dusted everything off and stuff like that. Because it was really dusty. My computer, it actually broke a few times because there was so much dust in it, so I was ticked off. But yeah, so get ready for some support along the 50-day moving average. If you guys are not buying right now, that could be another good place to buy. But you see at the same time, even on this hourly chart, even any chart really, these moving averages are starting to have these death crosses. It will have an effect, and you can see Loki's sprinting over there, but the door is shut, so he can't get out and go see them. When they first showed up, he was like growling, and he was not happy with them. Anybody that walks on a property without him being familiar with him, he's not a fan. But yeah, so I'm just basically waiting for that. Even if you go over here to the 4-hour charts, right, there's always a lot of volatility following the moves when we get into contact with the 20. I'm going to keep on hitting that same theme over and over again, so I'm sorry about it. Let's go back over here. All right, let's go over to maybe the 5-minute chart. Watch this play out a little bit more. But that's why I zoomed out. We've been here so many times before. So many times it's just been in the best interest to buy. I know we now have a war and high inflation that does change things. But until that system breaks of just buying every crash, you know, I'm probably just going to keep on doing it. Now we haven't actually well, here, let's take a small trade. This one is not following my normal rules because we haven't broken out above it. But let's say that I go over here. Let me open up one of my other accounts. Is this one gonna work? Yeah, that should do fine. So last time I did a $1,000 trade with a 50x leverage. Let's just try to do a $500 position with a 30x leverage. That way it's still a little bit more fun, I guess. Open long. Okay. So it's right there. It's losing money right now. We're down about $1. Oh, we're up about $1 now. Down about 30 cents now. We'll kind of keep track of it. You guys will be able to see it better on the trading view charts. But we'll keep an idea of what's going on here. Now, the support level is going to be 43,200 for me, though. So that no matter what happens, I know. So 43,200. No matter what, like if the worst thing that'll happen is I'll lose $142 or 28%. That's something I'm okay with losing on a trade like this. And then the price target for something like this normally is going to be back up here on 44,200. Higher risk trade, I would not recommend you guys follow me on this one because we haven't broken out above the 20 moving average yet. That's usually my go-to sign personally. So right now I'm just kind of front loading it, hoping that we go up higher. It is still possible, very possible that we just dump and go down again, which is why I added the stop loss and not the price target on here. Okay, so right now the position is down about 40 bucks. So Didn't buy at the right time, obviously, but we'll see what happens next. And hey, Trev, I appreciate it. I am going to be making some more trading videos over the next few days. I've been just pushing it back a little bit more. I've just been exhausted. Not like a physical exhausted, but just mentally exhausted. I've been trying to go outside to get more fresh air and kind of feel more alive, but I've been feeling like not stir crazy because I go outside, but it's like you know, the 9 to 5 grind, and I'm not even a 9 to 5 guy. It feels freaking weird. What's right here? Christie guy drops out of president. Nice guy, always finish last. Chris Christie is not a nice guy. He's just not. If you want to lead America, don't make your entire campaign about somebody else. Make your campaign about what you can do to help out people. All his campaign was not talking about like how he could do cool stuff for Americans. You know, nice stuff, lower taxes, more efficient government, bureaucracy, things like that. No, it was all like, dude, vote for me because I hate Trump. That's all it was. It was very boring. I didn't like Chris Christie at all. I'm hoping, like, I don't know who's going to win. It's just going to be a shit show no matter which way you guys look at it. Right now, I'm just hoping, like, as an investor right now that has a lot of money tied up in crypto and other places in the markets, I just want some guy that's not going to fuck with crypto. That way, no matter how bad the economy gets with the dollar or anything like that can go wrong in the world, I'll still have enough money to go out and do things, and I won't be like strapped financially. That's the one thing I would just never want to have happen. So, you know, it's stuff like that. I've given up on caring about the world as a whole. I feel like we're just not worth caring about for the most part. I like to travel, I like to go see the people in the world, but like, you know, you think about governments are so trash these days. It's just not worth paying attention to. Or my sympathy doesn't go to governments. My sympathy goes to the people that elect those governments, if they're if they even have a choice in what government they have. Okay, Loki, what are you doing? Loki's over here. He's just like raring to go. Come here. Why are you so excited? Why are you so excited? I think he just knows there's people in the house, and he's like, "Can I go say hi to them?" And I'm like, "No." He's really cute and cuddly with me, but he can be a pretty aggressive guard dog. But like, I've had to train him so much to be so nice to me, but yet be able to. he can go from nice to mean pretty fast. It just depends on the person and if they're breaking in or something like that, if they're trespassing. Hey RW, Gensler proves then this is Bitcoin. Nothing makes sense to the world anymore. We live in a simulation. Well, like here, let me lower the volume on my desktop audio here for a second. Let me take off the music. I think we should be able to find Gary Gensler on CNBC, right? I think he did an interview earlier today. But remember, Gary Gensler, he's only doing this because he was forced to by the courts. So here's a 3-minute one, a 3-minute interview with Gary Gensler on CNBC. Let's listen to this very fast. Hold on, everybody. My grandmother's calling me. Sorry, 1 second. Hey, Grandma. Oh yeah, they're I think they're just finishing up. Hmm. Oh, okay, will do. Oh, okay, thank you. Here, you want to talk to them very fast? Because I'm in the middle of streaming right now. Oh, okay, hold on. All right, 1 second. Okay, as you can see, I'm technically streaming right now. Let me hide my face. There we go. And I'll be back in a second. I promise. Watch this, and hopefully I can make some money off of this move. I will turn the music on for a couple seconds, though. That way you guys have something to listen to. Desktop audio, let's turn it up a little bit more. There we go. Okay, be back in 5 seconds. All right, I'll see. Look. Look. You being a good boy? Yeah. Okay, sorry about that. I even realized that I left the, well, let me actually turn this back off. Alright, sorry about that, guys. I knew it was going to happen sometime during the stream, but I had to make sure they were fixing up everything the way my grandmother wanted to. Otherwise, it just becomes a much longer problem that I have to deal with. But okay, sorry about that. Where were we? Oh yeah, Gary Gensler over here. Let me turn my audio back up here. There we go. Okay, so let's listen to this one right here, and let's just make it smaller. I don't want to get in trouble with YouTube. But can I zoom in even more? There we go. That'll be a little bit nicer for you guys. Okay, let's listen in.
Following that decision that some have described as historic, is SEC Chair.
It is historic. Some has described as historic.
You being with us. Let me start by asking you this. Do you consider the decision historic? And it appears that it's a decision that you made either reluctantly or perhaps even begrudgingly.
Well, look, Andrew, this has been considered for a long time. As you know, starting under Chair Clayton, we had disapproved a number of these over the years, and something had changed. I'm a deep believer in the rule of law and a respect for the courts, and taking a new court decision into consideration, we move forward. I think this is the most sustainable path forward.
So it appears, though, from what you're saying and reading through the decision as well, that what changed is not necessarily something inherent to crypto or Bitcoin per se, but what changed was what the courts did. Is that the way to think about this?
Yes.
Well, again, I mean, we do everything here at the Securities and Exchange Commission within the law and within how the courts interpret those laws. And that's what the American people expect, and that's what we do here.
What is your message to investors about Bitcoin now? Because we're going to have all sorts of public investors now potentially have access to Bitcoin in a way that they didn't before. We were just talking to Larry Fink. He said that he got a huge wave of new investors getting into Bitcoin through this ETF. You have still suggested to be cautious about it. And I'm trying to understand how you think about those cross currents in terms of the message you're telling investors.
Well, look, Bitcoin itself, we did not approve, we do not endorse. This is a product called an exchange-traded product, a way that investors can invest in that underlying non-security commodity called Bitcoin. But yes, investors, I think, should be aware that the underlying asset is a highly speculative, volatile asset, and amongst its use cases is really for illicit activity, money laundering and sanctions and ransomware and the like. And I know that you've asked other people over the last few days, is it being used as store of value. It's a speculative, volatile store of value. Is it being used as a payment anywhere? Are we buying cups of coffee with it? Not really. The only payment mechanism it's being used for, in sort of in a primary sense, is illicit activity. So I think you've been spot on about that, Andrew.
Okay, you can buy coffee with Bitcoin if you really, really wanted to, but it's just not worth the money because of the fees and stuff like that. But yeah, so that's the interview, or part of the interview. I believe the real interview was like maybe twice as long or something like that. But you get the gist of what he's saying. Basically, we were forced to do this because of the courts. However, we really don't like Bitcoin because bad actors use it. And remember, the majority of bad actors, or the majority of illegal funds being moved around, it's all being done by banks. They're acting like cryptocurrencies, like somehow like even worse than banks. It's the same thing, right? So let me get out of here very fast. Watch Bitcoin. It still hasn't broken out above that 20 here. I'm kind of getting nervous about this position. I really want to see us take off, but I think we can still do it. But yeah, so that's some of the stuff going on right now. Let me turn the volume back down here. Let me put at least some music back on. Let's go to that next song. All right. But yeah, it's going to be more troubling for a while. But in the long term, it's going to be just fine, right? In the long term, it's going to be just fine. The courts bullied him into it. I'm really happy they did. Gary Gensler will not be the SEC chair for much longer. If there's a Republican, or what is the Republicans right now? If Trump wins, Nikki Haley, Ron DeSantis, Vivek, what's the other guy's name? Kennedy, any of those people win, you'll see him out pretty fast because they're more pro Bitcoin and they don't want to anger the Bitcoin people who seem to be going more towards the middle and the right. If you're more pro crypto, if Biden wins again, you'll probably see somebody else in there anyway because Janet Yellen will quit and then he'll take Janet Yellen's job. That'll make things a little bit more tricky for crypto as well. But I don't think it'll be a disaster or anything like that. He can't stop crypto at this point just because the courts won't allow him to, but he can toss more speed bumps in our way. I think that's a better way of looking at it. Dude is definitely lizard people. What do you call Gary Gensler? He is not a good faith actor when you talk about cryptocurrencies. And I think that's what people really have an issue with him. Like if you had somebody come up, like there are congressmen, I've actually talked to a couple in Washington State about cryptocurrency. Now not like federal big dogs, but my local state representatives who I still have great respect for no matter which side of the aisle they're on. I've talked with them because they're friends of friends' parents basically, and they have concerns, right? And I think it's fair to have concerns. I think it's fair to have questions or not understand things, or even if you understand some stuff, you still feel like, oh wow, this isn't I still don't like it. I'm fine with that, but as long as they're like open-minded and they're not just going out there with an agenda because somebody's paying them to do this, or they're craving more power, that's where things go like, ooh, I don't like you. You seem really shady, shifty, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't work well, and I want to be able to trust you. And if I can't trust you because you're not listening to facts or reason, it becomes much more difficult, right? The whole process becomes much more difficult to work with you, and that's what basically happened with Gary Gensler. You could even see the guy that interviewed him, he doesn't like Bitcoin either. That's why they had him interview him. There's a liberal guy, which is that guy right there that you saw. There's more of an older white conservative dude there. And there's a woman who's I would say more liberal, but she can be balanced when she needs to. I particularly don't like her too much, but I know people do. She tends to have too much sass for me. I'm not a sassy person. But they have a nice little ecosystem on the morning shows of CNBC, things like Squawk Box or something like that. But that guy over there doesn't like crypto. The other guy, the older white dude that's a conservative, he doesn't understand much crypto either. But he's like, well, it's free, free country, go do whatever you want with it, stuff like that. So I'd be happy with more of that personality managing crypto. It makes a little bit of a difference. What platform do I use to trade with leverage now? I have a link for it right now. It's right below me or in the comments down on the side. It's Fairdesk. I like it. It's available in the USA. I've been getting like blocked out of a lot of exchanges over the past few months. Like I can't even. What? Oh, that's the tweet. Okay. Like I can't even use Kraken anymore. All right. So a lot of different things, but Fairdesk, I can still use Fairdesk. I'm happy with Fairdesk at this point. But back in the day, I used to use BitGet, but now I can't use BitGet anymore because they're locked out. I used to like Binance way back in the day before they turned it into Binance US. Then I went to Binance US, then Binance US went away. Then I was also trying out Kraken at the same time. I can't try Kraken anymore. A whole bunch of issues. But right now it's Fairdesk. When you're using exchanges, you don't have to toss in a bunch of money to make money off of them. Most of the time, I would you just want to buy cryptocurrency, put it into your own private wallet. But when you're doing futures trading or you're trading with leverage, you can't just, hey, I have a 20x Bitcoin long. Let's let's move that over to cold storage or something. It's not that. That's not the way to do it. But usually. Fairdesk is where I trade a lot right now. There are other places out there. I think Mexi is available for some people. Coinbase is one. I don't know if Coinbase has leverage. I haven't looked into it. Crypto.com I don't think has it. But if you just want to buy spot, I think Crypto.com is a great choice to go for there. Maybe I'll have to put some affiliate links down below for that one so I can get some kickback for pushing you guys over there. But regardless of the kickback, there's no kickback right now, but I'm just saying. Crypto.com, it's great for small market cap plays, and you just want to buy some and hold, and hopefully, Crypto.com's not having any solvency issues. I don't think they are, but you get what I'm saying. You could probably always move those things out of the wallet too. We are the government. We are here to help you. When you hear that, run. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I just don't put myself in a position to be helped by the government. One of the things I learned early on, because remember I grew up on government assistance. I think it's a valuable thing to have and things like that. Now it's kind of gotten kind of crazy, but I think there are good reasons to have certain programs like that. But like when I was growing up, I got put into private school on a scholarship. So little old me who can barely afford to get gas to even go to the school, right? Because it didn't make much money, stuff like that. My mom had a broken back. So I meet all these rich families, and I really clicked with their parents a lot because I was like trying to understand how to build wealth and like how do you do this, because I'm coming from nothing here, right? But I have a strong work ethic. And so the way they described it is find a slosh of money in the economy. Well, this is how I got it, at least what I got of it. Find a slosh of money in the economy, and then from there build your business to get money from that slosh of money. And then you want to build yourself up so you don't really have too much debt in the beginning, because eventually they said like you'll need good debt. I still don't believe in good debt all too much, but I have good debt just because they'd recommend it. But basically, how do I just put this into simple terms? Become wealthy enough where no matter what the government does, you can still go on your vacations, you can still have fun, you can still pay for your family's needs and stuff like that. You can still afford to have, a few dogs. You can still afford to do whatever you want to. If you're on the lower end of the stick, like maybe you're working minimum wage, like my first job was I was working $8 an hour. The government's decisions have massive impacts on your life. But if you're like making like $100,000 or something like that, and you're not paying a lot in rent and those expenses, you don't really care what the government says all too much. And that's the type of stuff I've just tried to focus my life on. I've stopped trying to really focus the government on doing too much to interfere. Right now, the most I care about the government is when it comes to crypto regulation, because that's the number. Like there's a whole bunch of money sloshing around here, right? Crypto, like there's YouTube money sloshing around, there's advertising dollars sloshing around. There's just the number one way of making money in the crypto market, buying and holding, that's money sloshing around at the same time. So there's a whole bunch of different ways to make money in this economy, but the worst way is just to be working 9 to 5. but yet it's the system we're all kind of trained on doing. But it takes a lot of imagination to get out of that get out of that cycle. It takes a lot of imagination to do that. See, and hey, Big Dal, yeah, you're right. It doesn't help. So far, the long we've taken, guys, the long is up $22. It was down $30 just a few minutes ago, up $24 or something. It hasn't really moved up too much. That price target for us, there's a few price targets for people out there. The easiest one would be 43,926. We haven't broken out above it yet, so that's why I'm saying, yeah. But typically here, you know, you could see 46,000 up here. If you want to go down more towards the middle, it could be 44,360. For today's video, I don't know how long it's going to take. We could just do 44,000, but I don't know if that would actually give us enough profit. Let me see. I don't think 44,000 gives us enough profit. Yeah, entire position. Okay. Oh, oops. Yeah, 44,000 only gives us $132 of profit, or 26%. 44,400. I don't think it's going to hit by the time I end the stream. That's the issue here. Oh. Geez, my number typing is off. $269. That's not bad, but it's not really what I want to go. But we can confirm that one for now. I doubt it's going to hit by the time we go. But the position's up $30 right now. I'm happy with it at the moment. Especially because we were just down $30. It's always nice to be positive and not not going down. Logging 44 to 45. Then I can't. Then if it breaks, I'll keep. That's not a bad idea right there for a lot of things right now. At this point in time, the way I view this, everybody, is typically when we have big events like this, and let me zoom out again just to kind of show you what I'm talking about. And I can even go to full screen here. We've had a few of these crash events over the past few weeks. Yeah, weeks at this point, yeah. Big ones there, big ones here, nasty stuff over here. This is more of the news thing that we saw with the ETFs. And then we're seeing one now. Usually we end up having a little bit of a pop off. Sometimes we have a double dunk, which is the risk of me buying right here, is we have a double dunk. But usually we tend to come back up, right? And so the way I'm viewing this right now is every single time we have these moves, this is the one all the way back from December 11th or something. We had a big crash or dump, whatever you call it. We broke it above the 20. Usually this is an opportunity to buy, right? You make a little bit of money. You're not looking to be totally greedy here. This is a possibility for today that we actually continue going on downwards, you know, after we consolidate for a little bit of time. That's why I'm not like aiming for the moon here. But same thing happened over here. A big event came right back up. This one wasn't a big event. This one I wouldn't say was a terrible event. You want to see those sharp drops if you want to play the 20 moving average game. Here's one. Sharp drop within a half an hour. Broke above, and you saw how we came sky high, then we eventually went higher. Same thing here. This one, it didn't work out, so be careful. Doesn't always work out. This time it did work out a little bit more. Same thing here. Didn't. This one's weird. It didn't really break out until here. It went up a little bit, but that was a weird one right there. But yeah, so it's not like a 100% type of thing. But we've been here so many times. Here's one where it worked for a little bit, but not, it actually worked out okay. But your stop loss might have got hit if it was down here. Same thing like that. Sorry, I'm listening to make sure the workers aren't knocking on my door. Seeing if they need anything. All right. Yeah, but right now, I'm being patient. I just want to see where this can go. An easy price target if you guys are trying to go long is 44,000. 44,400 is pretty much on the extreme side of that. Although, you know, come back in a few hours and we might have actually moved even higher. Right now the position's just up like 18, 20 bucks. It's nothing crazy here. But we haven't broken out. Usually if you want to buy, you're buying when we're breaking out here. Oh, we're in full screen mode. That's what freaking me out here. Get out of full screen mode. There we go. Yeah, now I can see everything. All right. Let's see. And hey, Delilah. Hey, Michael. I'm getting out of the cycle and starting a YouTube channel. Any advice for new channel? It's gonna be a grind. Don't invest a lot into a whole bunch of different softwares and video stuff until you really need to. The best thing I could say is if you want to invest in something, you should invest in a good computer. That's usually a good place to start, with a good graphics card so you can edit your videos, get DaVinci Resolve, and learn how to edit off of DaVinci Resolve because it's a free software. I have the paid software, but you don't really need it. Learn how to tell a story through your work. Talk about stuff that you really enjoy. Copy another creator that's just like you. So let's say you wanted to follow a female creator or something like that. Go watch Crypto Wendy, see how she became popular, and pretty much just copy her style with your twist, because then you know it's going to work out. But just post more and more and more and more and more. Don't make your day life suck in order to get into crypto, unless you really are going to like dive right in. I lost a lot of friends when it came to my YouTube channel and cryptocurrency because it took me so long to learn how to do it. And I'd be day trading and scalping as much as I could and paper trading as much as I could. So I didn't go out as much as I should. You don't have to go down that path. I think it just speeds it up a little bit, but it's kind of like, I don't know. I have wealthier friends for sure, but I'm that friend who actually like has cash whenever I need it because I don't have to worry about paying like $5,000 a month for rent or paying a $500 insurance on a car, but the $400 car payment on a car, stuff like that. Ooh, you're gonna have to budget and get close to the bone in order to make everything worth it. And we still haven't broken out. We came close, but we didn't break out above it. What's the matter with you? Loki's over here just giving me little nosebuds like, hey, what you doing? He wants to go outside. Oh, we had snow out here in Washington State yesterday or last night. I woke up this morning and had a blast. I would have actually been on stream about an hour earlier, but I wanted him to have a couple, about an hour of snow time. He had a blast. What do you think about Ethereum? I went in at 2608 5x long, and I'm wondering what you should think I am at the moment. Should I get out entry point or get back in a wait? Whenever you hop into a position with leverage, the first thing you do when you're kind of figuring everything out is find out what your stop loss is. That way, if the stop loss hits, you know how much you're willing to lose. Like for this trade I just took a few minutes ago, I know no matter what happens, I'm at the max, at the most, I'm going to lose about $125. It really saves you from losing too much money or becoming like a bag holder, so to speak. When it comes to Ethereum here, there's a few different ways of looking at it. For me, my support or my stop loss would have been right down here around 25.65. And normally when I do this, I would have been stopped at right here. If you went in at 26.08, you're not really too far away from where you are right now. If you look at Ethereum's charts, you'll see that everything is still fairly bullish on the daily chart. You just see this larger move. 4-hour charts starting to look pretty bearish, so I'd be a little bit more concerned about it. If you wanted to have a stop loss right now, I would honestly just use the previous low right down here around 25.61. That would give you 26.08. That's a stop loss of around 1.5% times the 5x right there. So close to 10x, 10% loss right there. If that's okay with you, that's kind of where I would have my stop loss. On the more bullish side here, you still are in an order block. You're still basically trying to hold on here, and you're hoping that Bitcoin can also have something of a larger move that pushes you up here. Let me point back over here to Bitcoin. Right now, Bitcoin, it's coming back. It looks like it wants to pop back up here a little bit, but the next few days, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. So maybe if you get back up to positive territory, you can scale out a little bit early if it doesn't feel right to you. Or as Ethereum decides to move back up here, again, if Bitcoin manages to move back up, we'll come back to Bitcoin in a second. Perhaps you can just move your stop loss from here to here and then move it up a little bit more. But you're not necessarily like in a real dangerous spot here because you went long. It's fine at this point, right? You're kind of just waiting for the move to present itself. But I don't exactly know where your price target is. You may have just bought some dip over here, hoping that it'll come all the way back up here. That's a whole different process. Then you would just have your stop loss down here, and you're risking, what did I say? Like 1.22%. What is that? 1.37%. times, well, you're basically having a 1.3% stop loss for a lot of potential profit here. And, you know, you see the 15 minutes curling back up here. That's nice to see. Overall, it looks a little bit more bearish, but it can work out, right? So let me find this long position. Okay. The stop is right here. Let's just say the long target is over here. Let's not aim for the heavens, but somewhere over here. You know, your ratio is 2.27. Usually you'd want to go up like a 3% or 3 ratio, but I don't even go for 3 ratios. It's like the people like to do it, but I only do it when I'm swing trading or something like that. But you know, that seems fine. You know, you're not going to be risking $100 to win $100. Right? You're not playing blackjack odds, something like that. But yeah, it works out. I would just make sure you have a stop loss in there just to protect yourself. But besides that, you know, you're going to let it work a little bit and see where it goes from there. Like even, because a lot of the times it's just waiting. Like here's the 5 minute on, oh, that's the Dow. Bitcoin, excuse me, 15 minutes. We're still having an issue here. Let me move all these moving averages out of the way. Make this into a 15-minute chart. Let's go over here to the 1 minute chart. And you can see how we're trying to break out right now. I would expect you're going to see something of a larger pop here pretty soon, but I'm, you know, normally I'm the guy buying right here. I'm not the guy that's buying over here and waiting that whole time for it to consolidate, you know, because then you're looking at some negative moves here. I probably should have bought the dip over here, but, you know, I'll survive. My stop loss is right down here, right? And then I know how much I'll lose. And then from there, you're basically just waiting for it to hit your price target. It can be based off of a number of moves. Sometimes if you're looking at, you know, Fibonacci levels, there's a whole bunch of stuff you could look at. Do we have a nice little trend here? Not really. You know, 44,000, that was the first level we had talked about right there. Afterwards, 44,465. I think I did 44,400. I was trying to think about it, but I was trying to match this kind of area right here. There's a bunch of ways you can do it, but over here, fib levels based on log scale. Oh, that didn't really change up too much stuff. But yeah, there's different ways you can go about it. Might even see a little bit of a... Where are we at? Is it not there? Yeah. Yeah, 1 second here, guys. I'll be back in just a second. Wait for maybe a pop here, but I gotta go finish up some work here, and Loki's gonna be a baby about it. Alright, music back on. Turned up, and I'll be back in just a second, guys. Oh, there we go. Alright, sorry about that. They're all done. They're all done with the place. I just had to give the good okay that they cleaned everything up they're supposed to clean. They fixed up the electrical outlets they're supposed to fix up, and all the tedious stuff, right? So, anyway, I totally forget what I was talking about. I know we're kind of watching this potential move up here right here. We're kind of having a testing moment. But yeah, having those stop losses and price targets go a long way. Oh, sorry. Okay, I heard the music in my ear, and I heard like a ding, and I thought it was my doorbell for a second. They might have forgotten something, but I think they're good to go. But yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. Hey Peggy, happy to see you. Oh wow, that was such a nice explanation. Thank you very much for your time and explanation. Yeah, no, I have a lot of videos like covering this stuff, but I don't think like it's hard to be able to talk about this stuff on YouTube. It's better for like one-on-one type of things. But like I don't teach any one-on-one classes. I'm making a course that kind of breaks all this stuff down for everybody. But it's not been on my priority list. I need to start working on it a little bit more aggressively, I would say. I'm thinking of starting up working on it on what's tomorrow's Saturday, right? Tomorrow's Saturday, right? Yeah. I'll be working on it quite a bit more on the weekends here. Smoke a cigar, just pull up ChatGPT, pull up this. ChatGPT's been a great help for working on it. Instead of me putting down my own whatever you want to call it, my own definitions of terms, I'll leave it to ChatGPT, and that gives me more time to kind of work on the technical analysis aspects, because you don't really need to learn all the terms to become a good trader. You just want to learn some of the basic ones, and then from there it's kind of understanding the way the market works, understanding the way momentum works, and just understanding that you have to zoom out every now and again. All right, let's back up a little bit here. The 15-minute chart looks more like this, so we still haven't. Where's the move? Oh, I was like, where's the moving average at? We still haven't broken out yet, but we're getting close. We still have to wait like another 4.5 minutes here, so it'd be another 4 candles or something. It looks like we're gearing up for a smaller breakout. You might see a scalper come in here and try to pop it up, but besides that, I think we're in an okay position. Yeah, the position that we bought, it's up 59 bucks. It is what it is, but like the thing about trading, I would say, is like, remember, I bought this position 11:47. Oh, these tools are not the same as the. Okay, actually, on trading. Okay. So I bought up here. It proceeded to go down for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 minutes. And then we were somewhat making it a larger move. This is not no crazy profit level here, right? The position's up 67 bucks right now. Awesome. But like I said, it all depends on how you guys are looking to trade, the type of trades you're doing. This trade isn't something I normally even do. This trade is something that I'm doing mostly because of what I've seen over the past few weeks and how Bitcoin has reacted to some of these moves. And then boom, you see that little pop that happened right there? That little pop that I was just talking about? Boop. That took it up to 70 bucks profit. Now again, 70 bucks isn't a crazy profit, don't get me wrong, but to be able to just understand which way the market wants to move, I think is usually the best way to go around here. So let me... That next level of resistance looks to be right up here at this peak, around like 43,921. It should consolidate a little bit more before breaking out of that. If we're lucky, it'll break out immediately, but you can see this little top right here. We're going really into the weeds of like the minute charts and stuff, but I think it's quite fun, right? Usually if you wanted to buy right here off of this little trend line, you can see this little line right here, this little breakout. Usually you'd probably have a shorter stop loss right here. So you would have your price target being somewhere around here, 43,846. That's not bad or anything like that, but yeah. How much longer do we have? We got 2 minutes and 11 seconds before this candle closes. So we have to wait that long before the confirmation comes in. And then, you know, you might see this boost up a little bit more here. But it usually takes a while. It's not like an easy process, which is usually while I have that price target and while I have that that stop loss there. Because normally I'm not actually at my computer watching this go down. Like I'll put out the trade, I will proceed to go outside with my dog and play, and I'll come back inside and I'll see how it works out. Or what I've been doing lately, I've been trying to get back into video games to relax a little bit more. I started playing Cyberpunk over the past few weeks, and it's been really nice. I'm gonna put this back over here to the regular ones. There we go. There we go. Oh, we're looking at a golden cross coming up pretty soon. That's good. do I have? Let's see if I can find it. I've been playing Cyberpunk more often. I haven't played Cyberpunk in years. See this. Yeah, last 2 weeks I played 12 hours worth of video games. I'm pretty proud of myself. That's quite a lot for me. Like, quite a lot for me. Alright, that position's up 76 bucks right now. It's nice. You know, if I can make a couple $100 off of it, I'll be happy. Do I think Bitcoin's going up to 60K in the next 2 months? We're going to need something really positive to happen during that time. Maybe a really strong inflation number that is like 2.5% or something like that next month. It's going to have to be something big. For me, I'm not as bullish on Bitcoin right now over the next month or so, just because you're seeing a lot of the moving averages and stuff like that tend to come back down. And you're starting to see a lot of those oscillators turn bearish. And, you know, I'm thinking there's probably going to be something more of a larger dip coming up. We'll see exactly what happens. But every time we have one of these larger moves, the momentum for Bitcoin as a whole slows down just enough where you start to see all those little warning signals, those selling signals and things like that. They can spook you a little bit, right? This is a 5-minute chart. Here's the 15-minute chart again. Let's get rid of some of these lines here. Wait, what? This isn't right. This isn't right. Let's chart. Oh, I added on another SMA here. That's what it is. Okay, that SMA shouldn't be there. That's the daily one, I think. Alright. But yeah. So right now, this is just kind of a day trade or a scalp play here, waiting to see how much higher it wants to go. See how we're currently up to that $85 range. If I should have put more money into it, maybe. No, I specifically told you guys I wasn't going to do a larger trade here. Yeah, this is only 30x. This isn't 50x. Normally I would have done the 50x like last time. That one ended up being a little bit more profit. But up 85 bucks. I mean, we're fine. That price target though, like I said, get ready for some consolidation. So you got to be more careful right here because we could actually start going back down for a while, consolidate, and the trade may actually eventually break down. We may not actually hit our price target of 44,400. That's why it's okay to leave, or that's why it's okay to understand, like, even buying here, you may not have your stop loss right here. You may have your stop loss right here. A whole bunch of different ways of going about it. And I know it seems like not like a lot, but like if I go back over here, that's a 1.47% stop loss with a 30x leverage. That's like oh geez. Hey Siri, what's 1.47% multiplied by 30?
I found this on the web.
Okay, Siri didn't know that question. But it's north of 30%, probably getting closer to 40%, right? And so that's 40% with the 30x leverage, but if I have my stop loss here, that's 1%-ish. That's kind of more just around 30%, not the 40-45% level. So there's different ways of viewing it, but you got to see all those levels of resistance and things like that. For me, I do see on the 15-minute chart, I do see everything kind of going more in this bullish sign. That's good to see. The 1 hour chart, it's not bullish just yet, but the stochastic is bullish. The RSI is more bullish, and the MACD is far from bullish, but at least the momentum on the downward side is going in our direction. But, you know, it can take a while before this hits. So it doesn't just happen and you go straight up, as much as I would wish that would happen. But, you know, I expect a little bit of an upside move. I'll see what happens next. I'll let you guys know how it goes in the future, because we're not going to hit it anytime soon, I don't think. I doubt, like, we normally don't have those candles, like in this situation that just go pop, like I showed you guys in the past when we have these larger type of moves. Okay, this is abnormal. Because you see how fast it died back down. Wasn't supposed to do it like that. Any more larger moves? So it's not large enough. Not large enough. A lot of times it does something like that. Then it breaks out later on. Breaks out, comes back down, doesn't hit your stop loss, comes back up a little bit more. It's not as clean as you would like it to be. But I mean, when is trading ever really clean? Maybe for the scalpers it's clean because you're in and out and you don't have to wait for those day-to-day moves. You know? Where am I at? There we go. But you know, if you wanted to, like, let's say I had my stop loss here, you could also actually move your stop loss up a little bit more to here. Now you feel more comfortable with the way that's going. To me, I'm just going to keep it there. I'll see, because I know at the end of the day, the most I'm going to lose is $100, and right now I'm only up 77. I'm up, what, $80? It's not really enough. Plus, you got to pay the fees and stuff like that. The halving isn't too important at this point in time. I think even with the halving, Bitcoin can still come down quite a bit with the way the inflation and stuff is going along. It will be a big mental stimulus, though, where everybody starts getting really hyped up for the overall market. 2024 should still be a great year for Bitcoin. Yeah, it should still be a very, very good year for Bitcoin. Basically, we're just kind of waiting for the best setup for it. Right now, Bitcoin's already ran up so much ahead of the halving that it's okay if we kind of consolidate for a while right after and things like that. But I don't expect some crazy spike after it. You may even have another build up going into the halving, actually, which could be interesting here. Out at 44,200 for the scalp. That's a perfectly reasonable place to get out of. So right now, if you're looking at this, you have a few different levels of resistance. That first one right here is at $43,919. The next one up here is going to be $44,207. That's the one you're probably thinking about right there. And that really extreme one up here is $44,600. I'm right here. Like, I'm thinking of the extreme one personally because, I'm a YouTuber. I have more fun that way. But instead of going for the very top of that at 44,600, I'm going back down here to 44,400 right after we break out here and we go a little bit higher. Because sometimes we go close to it, but we don't actually break out. That's the way I try to play these. But yeah, 44,200, absolutely okay. Your stop loss isn't going to be too far away, so you know how much you're going to lose. And then you just kind of have to believe that it's going to continue to go higher and higher and higher without hitting your stop loss. There are times every now and again where you buy the breakout, you have your stop loss here, right? And then it comes up, consolidates, flashes down here, stops you out, then it goes higher. It's a painful experience. I'm okay with those when they happen, even though I'm irritated, just because I know there are other times where it goes like this and then it completely crashes back down, and then you have no stop loss and you're just freaking screaming because you lost a couple $1,000 when you only had to lose like $100, basically, right? Oh, we might actually break the 100 here. Maybe. No. Okay, that's 97. 97.44. No, this looks like it wants to go down. Oh, $100. Yeah, okay. So I'm not looking at the chart saying it's going to go down. I'm just looking at the, up $104. Right. So it's those little things that I like to do. And realistically, this is a 100. This is not 100. This is a $1,000 position with a 30x leverage. This is kind of higher leverage than I'd recommend for most people out there. But if you want to do a 5x leverage, think of you are not going to be seeing as much profit, but the goal here, whenever you guys are doing these trades, is just to make some consistent profit. So right now, if you guys are newer traders and you guys bought when I bought, it's an okay opportunity just to sell right here and say, hey, I made a profit. I'll learn next time and make another profit here, because this is not an easy trade to make, because remember, how do I say this? Most people don't feel comfortable buying crashes. I think that's just an easy way to say it. I like to buy crashes when it comes to dollar cost averaging for later, but when it comes to day trading, it's hard to buy crashes because you just don't know if the crash is over yet. Especially when you're looking at the the bear market from last year. You buy a crash, you're up for maybe like 5-10 minutes, but then another crash comes in and you're just screwed, and you get mad. It's a mental game. You got to have some mental fortitude, because sometimes things aren't going to go your way. Right now, things are working out okay. Don't get me wrong. Right now, we're getting up to a $44,000 level, which should give us a little bit of resistance. I'm up $116. I'm kind of happy. One of the things you can do, although it's kind of hidden here because of how I have this, I'm so zoomed in. There's this thing over here that most exchanges are going to have. It'll be called partial stop losses, right? Because you can say, hey, I want to have a partial stop loss here, so I can scale it here, scale it here, scale it here, and you can put that up with other levels of resistance. Like from here, on the 15-minute chart, if I can get my little pointer back, you see that we're at a level of resistance right now. We're trying to break out. We've had a little bit of luck here, but usually, why is my magnet on? There you go. We're trying to break out above this right now. Sometimes, like I said, it takes a little bit of time. I mean, we may very well just keep on going up. Maybe. You can never assume these things. You kind of have to go off of what you know. But basically, you're trying. And then from there, if we break out above there, then we can maybe go higher, but it's going to take time. We're going to have to consolidate and things like that. We've had 3 candles over the last 45 minutes going up. It's good, but it doesn't mean we can't come back down here to consolidate to break out even higher down the road. In this position, you know, it's up $118. You know, I like it. Don't get me wrong, it's fine. But you gotta wait. You gotta be patient. But like I said, I'll make more videos about this. I don't expect the videos to do well because my teaching style isn't. How do I explain this? I don't think Tom will get mad if I use his video as a definition. Let's go over here to incognito mode. So like I have a full-on course for smart money concepts. I need to make a I did make another one. I don't have to worry about smart money concepts for a minute here, or this version of it. The overall tutorial, smart money concepts Lux Algo. So Tom's video is up here. My video is down here, but my main video was posted 10 months ago, so it's a little bit older. Oh no, my newest video from a month ago is actually ranked above it. It's the same exact video actually, just with a little bit of extra guide at the end of it. But I'm gonna make a full one for 2024 here pretty soon. But basically, this is Tom's video. Oh, let me get rid of the ad here very fast. And let me turn off the audio for a second so I can get rid of the music player. Oh, and before I hop into it, we are up $121. So we are moving up a little bit here. So that is actually pretty nice to see. All right. But so here's Tom's video, and he does a great job of making it very exciting to watch and learn. So let's listen to Tom's video very fast. Let's turn up the volume here. It'll be a little bit loud, sorry. So let me just actually turn the volume up down on my part so you guys don't have to worry about it. Okay.
Trading based on price action, then this one indicator will be your holy grail. It will automatically do the hard lifting for you by identifying market structure, fair value gaps, and order blocks, so you can focus on the important stuff. Literally, all you have to do is press the buy or sell button whenever this indicator prints out a setup. In this video, we will cover everything enabling this indicator. You'll see that order blocks, structure, and liquidity are marked out for you.
So music, things are moving around the chart. It's pretty entertaining. It's, you know, not like crazy entertaining, but it's a good level of entertaining, right? And then you see my video. Well, here's my newest one from a month ago. Hey everyone, today I'm going to show you guys how to get your chart set up for Smart Money Concepts, specifically the one by Lux Algo. That seems to be the best free version on the market. As always, I'm going to walk you through step by step everything you need to know to get this set up. If you guys are looking for a very long tutorial about each and then I go over here. I'm not zooming into certain sections. There's no really hype around it. I'm trying to like, hey, this setting is this setting is this setting is this. It's maybe because I have a few friends that do mechanic YouTube channels. Like you got to be very like do this. But like I said, well, like most of you guys would know. Oh, and you see how we came back down a little bit here off that resistance. That's why it may take a little bit more time to consolidate. But I'll talk about that later. I have ADHD. I'm not taught well by Tom's videos. Like I think a lot of people can learn from Tom's videos, but I myself need to be spoon-fed information. And I mean spoon-fed, which is why my videos are very boring, because I'm like, okay, this setting needs to be set to this. This setting needs to be set to this. This setting doesn't matter too much, but you can try out both and see which one you like better. But I'm using this and this and this. It's very technical because I can't learn any other way, and then therefore I assume you guys can't learn any other way, and I can't teach in any other way as well. Just to let you guys know, that position went down from like $130 back down to plus 97. So just that little bit of a move. But yeah. I've tried to use editors and it doesn't make a difference. I have tried, it does not make any difference. I think my issue honestly with my channel is this. You go on my channel, or if you go anywhere on YouTube, let me just open up my YouTube channel very fast. You're going to see slots, because I like to watch slot channels. You'll see news over, because I like to do news. Detective Pikachu, I've been watching that a little bit, And then you'll see right here my live streams, okay? And for whatever reason, it's showing 2 live streams, but actually at this point in time, I have like 5 running. 5 running? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 live streams running at this point in time. So, a lot of you guys really enjoy my live streams. So what happens is this, and please keep watching them. I enjoy them. Whatever I say next, don't like feel like you shouldn't be watching my live streams. YouTube sees that people like my live streams. So when the people are first introduced to my channel, what they see are live streams on their homepage. All right. So what I'm going to do very fast is, can I switch accounts? Let's try this one, buying Bitcoin or something. So you'll see this one right here where people are watching me talk about Bitcoin. All right. There'll be a whole bunch of other stuff here that I don't know what the heck it is, but there's other stuff here. But for other YouTubers out there, they would show a video that is not a live stream, right? So those other videos would be able to grow, the algorithm would be able to see them grow, and they get pushed out more. I think my live streams are too good for my own good, but I'm kind of okay with that at this point in time. It is what it is. But I think that's what's pretty much going on here. I think that's what's going on. Hey boy, Loki's over here getting sitting down looking all nice because he wants a treat. Do I have a treat? I do have a treat. A little bit of homemade elk jerky. Yeah, there you go. All right. But yeah, it's it's a process. It's a process. Ethereum bleeding off finally. Yeah, I mean, right now it looks like Bitcoin wants to consolidate. That's why I kept on saying wait till that 15 minutes. And it, of course, we didn't break out on the 15-minute chart. Can you talk about Sol? Yeah, Solana's not doing anything crazy here. Where even is Sol on my list? There you go. Same concept, not with the 20 moving average. I don't worry about the 20 moving average on anything but Bitcoin. It's a Bitcoin specific thing. Consolidating, moving back up, hitting a level of resistance and getting rejected from it. Basically, you're waiting for a larger move. You can see this little bit of a support. Hopefully it doesn't break down below that. If it does, it'll come back down a little bit more. And you can pop this open right here. You're basically just waiting for a nicer move on the upside. You know, honestly, you wouldn't even think about this move. You want to back it up again. You don't want to back it up again. Then you're looking at potential consolidation levels. You're probably going to see something more like this where it dips back down. Can I get out of the magnet? Where it dips down again, bounces, and then you're looking at something a little bit larger. But that's only if, as a whole, Bitcoin can really drag everybody back up here. Let's draw this back down here. But let's take a look at the weekly charts and some of the other stuff going on here, because we already had that dump. This is the same for a lot of altcoins here. Even with the pump they saw this week after the Bitcoin ETF news, they still weren't able to get back up to those highs from a few weeks ago. So you see that the stochastic is negative, the RSI is negative, the MACD is still positive, just losing momentum, but that's still positive overall. You go over here to the daily chart. What do you see? It's been negative for a while on everything: RSI, stochastic, MACD. You even have a change of character here a few days ago. So overall, this thing has been heading downward for a while. The first sell signal that I said I think you saw in here was right here. It went down a little bit. We're down lower than I guess that right now. But I haven't really been going too hard on those selling signals because of what I've been talking about before. Every time we crash, we tend to come back up, and it's just too much. It's too tedious to try to worry about that. Like even right here, when we came all the way back down, you had a couple days, went down. You would have had to take your profits way down here, over here. Guys, within a few hours, all of a sudden, boom, those profits are gone. It's just much more difficult. 4-hour chart, the sell signal. You've had a few sell signals, but nothing drastic here. Mostly because we've been going sideways. It doesn't really match up with everything. See, change of character here. Sell signal there. I mean, I guess it worked out with the sell signal, but like I said, your stop loss would have been here. You wouldn't have hit the stop loss, but you might have come close to it. And then, you know, you're basically waiting for that price target to hit. Let me see if I can pull one up here. Yeah, it would have just hit last Sunday, it looks like. Sunday the 7th? Wow, time's moving fast right now. But yeah, it would have hit right there. And it might have actually gone down a little bit lower, but then, you know, take your profit when you can. Don't get too greedy. Well, I guess some people might have done this move right here, but I don't like that move at all. Oh, no. Okay, Yeah, but right now it's just showing you some bearish tendencies. You can see the bearish moves. I mean, just look at the chart; it'll show you what you're looking to see. At this point, though, you're looking for more of a squeeze over the next few days if Bitcoin can't have a pump for multiple days here. You know, a quick pump up to whatever that price target that we had is, that's fine. But like a prolonged pump, that's looking more and more difficult for Bitcoin here. So you're going to see this get squeezed here. It's been a while since we really had to play with the 20. We fell down here, bounced back up. You know, over here is a lot more all over the place, let's just say that. Next order block is all the way down here at 65 bucks. It'll take us a while to get there unless Bitcoin has a big move, but you could already see in the next few weeks we're going to have a death cross. That death cross is going to have some impact here on the price of Solana. 4-hour chart, though, it's bearish right now, but it's fine. 1-hour chart with Solana, it's about to turn bullish. That could be interesting here. You're looking for that big pop right back up here towards $97, $98. That's about it. At this point in time, because of the way the whole market's moved down so fast, because of the war in Yemen now, the higher inflation, which is going to have a larger impact over the next few weeks, not so much this week. You can see those longer term trends going bad, but those short term trends getting a little bit more bullish here. How's Bitcoin been doing after that? Is it trying to break out again? Oh, it's trying. This is a 5-minute chart, not a 15-minute chart. So, see how we're trying to push up again. Ooh, look at this. We're on a tiny consolidation right here. Tiny consolidation. Maybe another 10 minutes before breakout? No. We got 4 minutes left. Yeah, 10 minutes. 4 minutes. No, 5 minutes. We might actually break out on the next 5-minute candle here. I guess we could break out now, but I don't know. I'm a patient guy. I like to wait these things out. 1 minute chart. The position went back up a little bit. It's at 122. Yeah, we're doing okay. Do I ever take a look at microcaps? Not really, just because microcaps, the data is so hard to find a lot of the times. What's the matter with you? Do you see something out there you like? Is there another dog out there? Something out there. Usually when it comes to microcaps, it's kind of just like toss 50 to 20 bucks in there and see where it goes. All I care about microcaps is making sure they have a solid community built around them. Usually I want to make sure that they have a decent website, there's no typos and stuff like that. Besides that, microcaps usually just, they're like, it's like gambling. Microcaps to me are almost like playing roulette. It's so hard to pick that exact number, right? But you can get lucky and pick it. It's very hard though. It's very, very difficult. Very, very difficult to do so. Well, let me get rid of that line right there. Oh no, please don't come back down. I want to see you go higher. Yeah, I might actually have to consolidate a little bit more. And hey, Matt, what should I recommend? TradingView Lux Algo or TradingView with Market Cipher? B, just trying to get recommendations. Thanks in advance. Okay, I've never used Market Cipher. The last time I talked kind of with the Market Cipher guy, the owner, he was a jackass. So I just don't bother with him at all. Even though I don't like the guy personally, I would not say don't try the product. I myself have been more accustomed to using Lux Algo. I know it a lot more. Lux Algo, from what I understand, has been a lot cheaper, but I think Market Cipher might have had to lower his prices because nobody was buying it during the bear market. Let me check it out. Market Cipher. Okay, then go to TradeZing. Not TradeZing. Lux Algo. Oh yeah, we had a breakdown here. Oh, I was so optimistic. Okay, we're going back into a consolidation phase on the for this move right here, which is fine, but it's what I said a few minutes ago, but it changed my hope. I had hope for a few seconds that we might actually not have to do so. All right, Lux Algo. So Market Cipher over here, pricing. Well, let me just go over both websites actually. That's fine. So any traded asset, Market Cipher is the only trading tool you ever need. What is Market Cipher? Market Cipher is a composite indicator package hosted on TradingView, yada, yada, yada. So they have different packages here. Market Cipher A, oscillator package, support and resistance package, and dual band strength package. They're all fine, I would assume. Views. Oh, they changed it. Okay. Its 12-month subscription is $600 for the whole 12 months. Lifetime is $1,500. We accept Bitcoin and credit card payments. Choose your desired package. And then you got over here at LuxAlgo, pricing. So annual for the premium is only $479 a year, over $100 cheaper. How does this work though? So this comes with all the packages. That's good to know. But it's about $600. This one is a little bit cheaper. If you want the ultimate, this is more expensive. This one I guess comes with backtesting scripts, perhaps. User strategies. You already have all that. I'm not entirely sure what the big difference is between these two. The premium is probably where I would go. But the fact is, I like the potential for new users to be able to pay for this stuff monthly. The way I would describe LuxAlgo, which you can't do on Market Cypher, is use the free stuff that LuxAlgo puts out, because they put out a lot of free tools. Become profitable with their tools, and if you make a few $100 in profit, then pay for LuxAlgo using the profit you made using their free tools. And, and you can't do that with Market Cypher. Although let me see, does Market Cypher have Market Oracle? Market Cypher free version. This is not from Market Cypher. Maybe it is. Oh, let me see this one. Free version. Oh, that's so pointless. Yeah. That's not something I got like in my chart. So yeah, I'd fully recommend LuxAlgo. The one thing that could be interesting here, is let me go over here to YouTube very fast, and let me go over here to Market Cypher, because usually when you see videos about LuxAlgo or Market Cypher, they're promoting them so you guys will pay the use their links down below to and they get a kickback for it basically. Mine are much more tutorial based, but let me check out their channel. They really don't have many tutorials on how to use their product. I mean, already right back here, this is 4 years ago, this is 2 years ago. LuxAlgo has much more content on their page. Yeah, back testing, 5-minute scalping strategy, price action strategy, best smart money concepts alert system, extremely simple LuxAlgo stuff. Like, this is the type of, they're not posting every freaking week or something like that because they don't need to, but still, we're back over here and we're not talking about like 2-3 years. So I like this type of stuff. The last thing I would say, this is something for you to do, is to go and check out both of their Discord communities. I'm pretty sure Market Cypher has a Discord community. I'm not inside of it. I don't see it. I don't see it. Huh. Learn. Be a reseller. Fuck that. I don't see I'm assuming they have to have one. I'm assuming they have to have one. LuxAlgo has theirs down here. I'm already a member of it. I can at least show you that one. But I would assume, I'm not going to trash them so much because I don't like the guy that runs it. But I would assume they have it somewhere. Tobaccoism. You guys can see all the cool stuff I do with my cigars. I was pinged in here, but why was I pinged? Was I really pinged in this channel? I can't tell. Basically, I love my cigars, and this place is awesome for looking and talking to people about cigars. LuxAlgo here. There's people talking in it. It's nice. You can ask them questions. The owner is in here all the time talking to people. crypto chat, futures chat, forex chat, Lux Algo bot for whatever reason. People like to do bots or something. And even got support tickets and stuff over here, which makes it really nice and easy. Even if you wanted to refund it, still makes it nice and easy, which I enjoy. But yeah, I would say Lux Algo, but I don't know enough about Market Cipher. Plus, I don't like the owner of Market Cipher. Yeah, but I feel like if I'm okay to say that as long as I just say, hey, I don't like the guy while I'm dissing his product. Can I check if 25.85 is a good entry for Ethereum for a short? 25.85. I mean, at this point in time, you see Ethereum looking like it wants to flush out here. Bitcoin not looking like it wants to flush. Bitcoin looks like it just wants to consolidate for a while. You might see one of those things where Ethereum breaks down and while Bitcoin doesn't. A lot of Bitcoin people out there, make sure you have your stop losses. We're still waiting to see if we can have a full-on breakout consolidation, but you can see it's come back down. I was up $130. Now I'm only up $24. That's why I said earlier I might have even sold that position. But what do you call you basically just watching that level of resistance right there. But as Bitcoin comes back down now, let's look at the 1 minute chart. Somebody's trying to make another move here. Double bottom right there, or even double top, trying to push it down. My stop loss is far enough at this point in time, but it's kind of annoying to have it coming back down now, of course. But again, you look at the chart, we've been here over the last few hours. But overall, this trend on the 5, we're still making higher lows. Don't be fooling yourself into thinking all of a sudden we're crashing down and everything's lost. Well, actually, that's why I showed you guys those last few examples, didn't I? But right now, there's some pressure on the downward side, especially. With Ethereum, $25.85. I mean, you could do that. The issue right now is you're in a cycle of lower highs. Usually the lower highs aren't going to be so close to each other like that. You're more likely to see some type of weird double bottom happening using the support. We have a bottom here, peak, bottom, and then it ricochets back up. It may be okay for a scalp. Let's go to the 1 minute chart here. Yeah, you're looking for a little bit of a move up here on the second for a few minutes, but it's kind of a riskier short if you ask me. It's a much more risky short, especially with these moving averages coming in here like they want to pop up above them. Yeah, Ethereum looks much more bearish than a lot of other altcoins right now. ADA, look at that. This is an hour chart now. ADA is looking just fine. Ethereum looks like it wants to flush. Dogecoin looks just fine. AMP looks just fine. Ape looks just fine. Arbitrum's close to Ethereum. It's looking a little bit different. AVAX looking okay. AXS looking okay. Bitcoin Cash, fine. BNB, fine. Bonk. Bonk's making a little bit of a comeback. Chili's, Ethereum in and of itself just actually looks like it just wants to flush. I hope it doesn't, because Ethereum has been, looking to make this move for such a long time, and it finally did, and now it looks like it might just want to come back down here for a while and come back down to maybe $2,500 or so, which would be sad, I guess you could say, but not sad. It'd just be annoying. Let's be frank here. But yeah. All right, back over here, and now we're just back into consolidation zone. They really tried to push us down off that rejection here. Now you can see the bulls trying to go back and forth. So it's always so funny to see how the price action moves. And one of the nice things about having your stop loss and your price target already locked in, I know that I'm either going to walk away with a few $100 or I'm going to lose $129, no matter what happens. So I can be much more relaxed about watching trading, and I'm not stressed about it. Once you pull the trigger on the position, you really shouldn't be stressed. If you're stressed, that means you've invested too much money. That means you should actually cool it back down a little bit, which is very, very important. Very, very important. 1 hour is looking okay. The 2 hour is looking okay. Okay, well, let me actually go over here. 4 hour. 4 hours still bearish. 2 hours bearish, but it's getting neutral. It's not bullish yet, but it's getting neutral. 1 hour is bearish, turning neutral. 15-minute is bullish, turning neutral, though. 5-minute is bullish, turning neutral. and the 1 minute is bearish turning bullish. This leads to me to believe we're going to be looking at consolidation rather than just pumping up here for the next few hours at least. Maybe in 2 hours or something we could have a pop. That's the problem with doing these types of moves, though. You're kind of just like stuck waiting. Betting a retrace to 38K over the next 60 days. Bitcoin 21-ish. I think. Oh, I thought you were talking about 2,100 for Bitcoin. I was like, whoa, dude, that's crazy. 38K for the next 60 days. Bitcoin, that's not unreasonable. The way the inflation's been taking us over the past during the last inflation cycle that we saw, that's not unreasonable. Usually what I like to do is like to buy right above those support levels. So if I'm thinking 38,000, I will try to go to 39 or 40,000, and then I'll wait for a larger crash event and I'll buy that if it kind of is dropping around that $38,000 range. So yeah, it's not a bad thing at this point. We haven't really seen Bitcoin turnover completely. Still, you have those oscillators and the moving averages on the weekly chart still in a good spot. Daily chart, you are starting to see those a little bit more neutral, bearish moves, and 4-hour chart, stuff like that, of course, still bearish because of what we just saw happen right here. Probably just going to look stupid. I'm new to crypto and not understanding where all the market is going down and how to know and learn when to buy. All right, you're never going to actually know when the market's having a large move like this. You can understand which way the market's generally moving and kind of hop onto that trend. But to know when a big move like this is coming, it's very hard to time exactly. Typically, the way I'll do it is I'll be looking at the momentum on the charts. I'll hop on to catch that momentum, and sometimes I'll get lucky and look at a move like that. The only time you know really when like maybe a crash is coming is towards the end of a bull market cycle. But like even right here, okay, let's go right here. Let's go right here, and RSI right here. Okay. So these are all, this is a MACD, this is a stochastic, this is an RSI. Learn what they are. That's not what I'm teaching you right now. But right here, there was a sell signal. Right here, there was a sell signal. And right here, there was a sell signal. All right. All three sell signals right here. I also see that Bitcoin got rejected off of a larger move. And with the ETF news, and I'm like, I wonder what's going to happen next. But I see all these sell signals here. Well, maybe once I have all three of them telling me sell, that'd be this line right here. Let me just add this onto this chart. All right. What I could do is I could, in theory, do a short right there and have my stop loss be this move right here, because you got to be very careful about your stop losses in a very volatile moment like the ETF boom. And then let me get rid of this line right here. And let me just add on a little arrow maybe. Okay. So we buy right there, or we short right there, I should say. And it proceeds to go up a little bit, you know, it never hits the price target, but you still see everything is still showing sell, sell, sell. And eventually, whoa, look at that, we have a dump, and you are going to be selling at whatever price target you're aiming for here. Typically, my price target would be closer to this level of resistance right here from the shorts perspective, not all the way down here at this other order block, although, you know, maybe I would have scaled or something. To me, normally, for those of you guys that watch me, I would have sold right here and not way down here. I tend to like to take my profits fast, and then I'm happy with them. There are times when I'll leave the profits. I'll leave positions for a little bit longer periods of time. In those events, during a more high-risk, volatile environment, my stop losses are much closer together, and I typically am not investing a large amount of money, so I'm not going to be losing more than a few $100. Even with the trade I have open right now, it's back up to $72, not up to $24 like it was a few minutes ago. But you know, I know I'll lose $129 or something if it does not go my way. If it does go my way, I'll be very happy with the move, right? Or the profit coming out of it. That's kind of an easier way to kind of see, like, get some of those moves. Like over here, this one makes it so much more difficult because you see all the choppiness from all the news that we got. The sell signals over here were here. Over here. So the sell signal really came up. Can I drag that up? No, I can't. Okay. Right here. All right. And over the next few hours, it actually did have a larger move down. you could have sold that one, or you could have sold this one. This one's kind of like you were never going to know that's coming because it was a news event. But you could see the move that you saw the short selling. You saw the signal that told you to short. It moved down. You don't get greedy. You take your profits as they come along, and then you're fine. This was not a time to be day trading. I told you guys I was not doing any day trading really, except for on altcoins because Bitcoin was just going nuts. I did a little bit the other day. I got stopped out pretty darn fast, even though I was making a bunch of profit. I didn't hit my price target, so when it came back down and crashed, I was very upset. Not upset, just annoyed. But you get the concept there. The reason that Bitcoin's falling down today is a few different reasons. There have been multiple months of hype around the Bitcoin spot ETF. That hype is now gone because it's now approved. So, we're not being built up on that over and over and over again. Another reason is yesterday we had CPI data come out and it was very, very hot. PI trading economics. That is not the right one. There it is. So we jumped up to 3.4%. The last time we had a jump up in the inflation was all the way back in July. And usually when we have those moves, the entirety of the market is not in a good spot. So let me draw this back down here. Let me draw this back down here. Let me draw this back down here. Auto. Okay. And so I did something I wasn't supposed to do. Let's move this down a little bit, I guess. Oh, geez, what the heck did I do? There we go. All right. The last time we had inflation pick up, guess what? It was back in July. And we saw the market come back down. Part of the reason was in July, we saw that the dollar index started moving back up because everybody was freaking out about inflation. So that's one of the reasons right there. You saw the Bitcoin come down. You saw the NASDAQ. I mean, this is the Dow, the NASDAQ, and the SPY all come down after multiple months of higher inflation. All right. That inflation kind of led to a certain peak. It doesn't mean that we're going to be crashing and going to all-time lows or crazy low levels, nothing like that. It just means that maybe we're turning more into a consolidation period where people are having a larger sell-off because the dollar index is looking to go higher. This time it may be a little bit different. We'll have to kind of wait and see and keep and monitor everything. The dollar index right now, it's spiked up a little bit, but really, we got the news yesterday. It's not like this is not relative to the news. So we're still holding. If we start breaking out and start challenging the 104 levels, that means Bitcoin's going down again. That means the stock market's going to be consolidating, going down again. And then we'll have to see what happens next after that. But we may be looking at an inverse head and shoulders here. But we're not there yet, so don't even worry about it. It would be a very ugly one at that anyway. Yeah, but that's a couple of reasons. And then the last one here really is all of a sudden, yay, war in Yemen. U.S. and Britain launched strikes against Houthi rebels in Yemen. Don't put yourself in a position where you care about the bombings or the not bombings. Don't worry about that. Just know that this leads to more uncertainty for the market, and the market doesn't like to see uncertainty. And Bitcoin is a global asset, unlike the stock market where you're buying Boeing stock on the Nasdaq. And there's the Japanese exchange, there's a German exchange, Canadian exchange, Mexican exchange. Maybe they have an exchange, and then American exchange, stuff like that. All right. It's easier to figure that out. Or that's the easy way of explaining everything. Let me fix this up very fast. Okay, I just want to get rid of this thing. Yeah, there we go. Right. And now Bitcoin's consolidating and trying to make a higher move. It's having some trouble with it. We're making some higher lows right now, and we're just waiting to see if we're going to have a pop over here in the next few hours. After that, we're going to have to watch and reevaluate everything else to see what's happening next. Because right now we're having a lot of mixed signals, and nobody likes mixed signals. Weekly charts are still, they're bullish turning neutral. I'll just leave it at that. They're not really bearish just yet, I would say. Bullish turning neutral. The daily charts are neutral turning bearish. So that means we might actually have more of a pullback over the next few days, back over here to like $42,000 or something like that. Tomorrow we might have a pop, but then we might continue going back down. It'll be interesting. No matter what, like I said before, tomorrow's candle, so after like 5 o'clock my time, we're going to have a new candle. No, actually, next 2 hours and 46 minutes. What am I talking about? You're going to have a lot more volatility rolling in here, and it's going to be absolutely wild. As an Italian, I don't even know what flush means. It's like flushing the toilet. It just means it's going to fall. It's going to, boom, it's going to go down. Yeah, flushing down toilet. Yeah, no, sorry about that. Yeah, just going going down. Yeah, Ethereum took a dump for sure. Yeah, it's because it popped up so much and like relative to everything else, you know, it's gone up a little bit higher over the last few days. Not long term here, because if you take a look at this, everybody, this is, let's refresh this page. Let me take a sip of water from my little jug over here. Water on an empty stomach is not good. Oh my gosh. It's like, it's afternoon. I should probably eat something here too. Okay. Last 30 days, Bitcoin is still up 5%. Ethereum is up 15% because it had that big move recently, while Bitcoin's been kind of doing this little chug thing. BNB up 17%. Solana's up 38%. Anything else up here? XRP's down 6% in the last 30 days. That is wild. But I guess it's not even up that much on the 90. Like, you see Dogecoin's down 12% the last 30 days, but at least it's up 37% over the last 90 days. So you know it's been going up overall. XRP is just having some issues right now, and I don't know what it is. ADA is doing fine. It's up 126%. AVAX is up 300%. Polkadot's up quite a bit too. Anything else really here that's worth looking at? No, not really. Chainlink is up 96%. That's nice. Internet Computer's been doing fine. Internet Computer, this thing's been on a tear. I think I should probably sell some off pretty soon. But yeah, you know, it's the spot we're in right now. All right. Is $24.99 a good target for short? No, nothing I tell you will answer the question correctly, because I don't know your strategy. Like, it would have to be, if you set up for this, your price target's this, and your stop loss is this. It's a whole encompassing thing. You could short, you can make a little bit of money, but I don't know how much money you're aiming to make. It may be okay for a 5-hour trade, but it might not be okay for a 2-day trade. It all depends. That's why I give you guys, like, I'm breaking down things in the past where it's like, hey, here's an hourly chart. We had the sell signals. The 4-hour charts were also showing a little bit of sell signals, and you're playing that move, and you're in and out. But when the price target hits, you're gone. You're not really worrying about it. You know, it'd be a price target plus the entering price plus the situation that would encompass it. It's a lot of stuff here. But okay, everybody, I'm going to call it a day for it now. I'll probably hop on later tonight if I can. My throat's getting a little bit scratchy from over talking these last couple of days because of all the crazy events going on. I need to get some food in my system. I need to take Loki out to go out. Loki, he's so enthusiastic about going outside, and I need to get food because I'm starving right now, and I don't know what. I have like a bunch of food, but I don't want to actually make anything, if that makes sense. So I got to figure that out. Last night I made some nachos where I grilled a steak on the oven, put some carne asada on it, cut it up nice and juicy. Put it in with some nachos, and it was really, really tasty. But I'm running low on cheese, so I can't make nachos like I want to. But anyway, have a good rest of your day, everybody. Hope you guys all have a good day yourself. Just understand, we've been here a lot with Bitcoin over the past weeks. A big event over here, a big event right there, big event right there, big event, big event, big event. It's nothing new. Don't freak out about it. Just make sure you guys have stop losses and are prepared. So you guys aren't risking losing more money. All right, that's probably the best way to look at it right now. Have those stop losses to make sure everything's going to be okay and you guys aren't freaking out. If you guys are freaking out, you guys have too much money in the market. That's just one thing I'll leave you guys off with, okay? Thanks, everybody, and have a great rest of your day.